Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Swimming in the Deep and 2022-2023 San Jose Sharks season start. Well, Jeff, our last episode we did the offseason, which included making some free agent signings, did the draft. So let's start maybe with a quick recap here by looking at our transaction log. And basically, we made the tough decision to release Logan Couture as there was a compliance buyout, if memory serves. So that got rid of a fairly big contract on us. And then we managed to sign Ryan Pulley to help boost our defense. We also got rid of Martin Jones, and we brought in... Did we bring in somebody? I don't even remember. My mind is... I'll have to look at it.
As a free agent?
Jesper... No. We brought over Jesper Wallstad, who we picked in the first round last year.
Yep.
That's right.
Who's probably going to be our backup goalie this season unless we get somebody interesting on waivers.
Yeah. So we, had a fairly good draft if we want to look at that too, which we need to do.
Well, it was an okay draft.
I don't know. I liked it. I got to look. NHL entry draft log. And if we look down here to find our San Jose Sharks, we got some guys who have some ability. So we took Jorian Donovan, who actually made our fans happy as a defensive prospect. Liam Arnsby, who produced for us in another game, and he's almost possibly could be a player this year if he gains that extra half star.
Even then, that's borderline unlikely. I think when we had him in the other game, I think we had to have him back in junior for 1 year before he really took off.
He might, but he's going to be with us through training camp and maybe a little bit because we don't have huge amounts. We took a shot on some other guys just kind of to see what would happen, especially as we got to the later rounds, much like our first year. So we'll see kind of what's going on. That's kind of the big thing is we're hopeful. And so looking at our roster screen now, you can see, so we have Sorokin and Wallstad as our two goalies, which actually is pretty strong, all things considered. Ferraro, Brendan Dillon, Jake Bean, and then we have, Daniel Shaka is going to be pushing for a job this year at 2 stars, 4-star potential.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of, basically,
Nisev.
we've got 3-4 young guys that are about 2-star potential now, but 3.5, 4-star. So if at least one of them you would think would make a breakthrough this year and get up to 2.5, maybe even 3 stars.
Yeah, so
I mean, Riley Merkley has to be just on the absolute edge at 2.5 stars, considering the season he had last year.
Yeah. We debated cutting Erik Karlsson too, but that didn't end up happening.
We could only do one, but Karlsson made slightly more sense to keep around and wound up giving him the C after we cut loose Couture. And interestingly, Couture is still a free agent. He just won't talk to us.
Yeah. I'm going to put Brendan Dillon on the trade block because if we can get rid of that $4 million contract, that wouldn't be a bad thing for us, especially since he's only 2 stars and we got some other guys kind of pushing.
Although we do have plenty of cap room now, so that's not that imperative that we get down.
No, but I'm looking at, we have 2-star Kuznetsov, 2-star Shaka.
Yep. And it was
2-star
more sense to get the young guys playing some more playing time. And now that we signed Pulley, we've got that good defensive defenseman that Dillon was kind of in that role last year. So he's not quite as critical as he was last time.
Yeah, and then taking a look at our forwards here. Noah Gregoire is on the trade block. We're going to leave him on the trade block. Theo Rocher.
Although he's the only half decent. I was going to say he was the only half decent natural left wing, but we got Donato too. But we're going to have to convert one of these centers to the wing, I think.
Yeah, Zach Dean is up to 2.5 stars. I don't think he was.
Yeah, that's relatively new. So he's probably making the team this year.
Yeah,
we wound up sending him back to Gatineau last year at the start of the year, I think.
Yeah, so there's... Why is Landon Cullum? He's 18. Yeah, some of these guys are probably going to go down. We're not going to waste too much time because it is the preseason. We're just going to let the assistant kind of create the lines here. Boy, that's some interesting lines it just chose.
I would maybe just scratch a couple of the veterans, put some of the young guys in.
I will. This is only the first game.
Give them a look at the start. Yeah.
We'll
did you want to? We've got a little bit, or we could invite somebody to
training camp.
Although I'm not. I'm looking at the. Couture sure isn't going to accept an invite, and it looks like the rest of the teams have.
Well, I don't think we can actually sign him anyways. Yeah, there's not really anybody who's jumping off there saying yes, we need to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not. I think we're pretty good where we are right now. The only thing would be is if we wanted to call up a third goalie. But I don't really see that being a big issue right now. We might actually have to look for another goalie because we only have 4 guys under contract.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're probably going to see at least one goalie on waivers at the end of camp. So,
yeah,
if you can find a 2.5-star guy.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. As you can see, our depth chart is relatively stacked again. Speaking of which, I forget. What's our contract situation? Okay, so we only have room for 2 spots right now with the guys. So we might need to... we also clear some guys when we send them back down to the Canadian League too. So,
yep.
Yeah, I'm going to have to mess with these lines a bit. I already moved Kopitar off the 4th line. Our first game, was a 7-2 loss versus Carolina. Actually, speaking of which, Jeff, we talked about, as I am thinking now, about looking at changing our tactics. And so should we take a look at our tactics? If we should maybe make some adjustments with our team as it is now?
Yeah, just having a look here. I think we can probably get away from the dump and chase and offense. So we've got a little more puck handling talent there. We don't think we're that physical up front anymore.
Do you feel like activated D makes sense?
Actually, yeah, that would probably make a lot of sense. I mean, they're still young, but we've got a lot of good puck movers on the back end. So
Berkeley and if Shaka plays, then we should have some pretty good.
And Carlson, obviously, and the only guy who's not really great offensively is Dylan, and we're kind of phasing him out.
Do we want to keep Cycle or do we want to move to something else?
Yeah, again, that's...
Kind of wonder about slot overload.
Have we really got the big guy in front that could do that? I mean, Kopitar, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to work that well for Hurdle? Hurdle, I think, would make a little more sense.
Okay, what about just crashing the net?
Space? No, that's even worse.
Behind the net?
Maybe go with triangle. That kind of fits better with the.
I looked at that, but I just didn't know if we're passing too much. I guess we could turn up our shooting ability if we need to. That might be the thing to do.
Yeah, preference. But yeah, no, I think that'll be okay. We've got enough offensive talent this year, I think, to pull that off.
How do you feel about the rest of our stuff here?
Anything?
Should we go to the 2-1-2 forecheck? If we're going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, send an extra guy deeper. Only thing that worries me is the young defensemen aren't that. No, I think let's stick with the 1-2-1 or 1-2-2. Keep another forward back, just because I don't entirely trust all the young guys on D.
All right.
A little more offense oriented. Let's have another forward back, and that may make more sense with them.
So then we'll keep the trap then, the 1-3-1 trap for neutral zone. So defensive zone, do we want Klepp to the net or do we want to try something else?
No, that should be okay.
All right. So we made a couple adjustments here then, and we'll leave kind of
We were pretty good defensively last year, so. I think everything's fine on that end.
All right. And we shall move forward now. Question in the chat in the franchise hockey manager chat. It says, "Is this similar game? Is it a similar game than Football Manager but for hockey?"
Pretty much exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Same genre sports management game.
Yes.
What was I going to say?
Gross Olive said that as well. Yeah, thanks for the question.
Oh, yeah, right. I was flipping through the league rosters, and I'm actually not seeing very much in the way of potential backup goalies ahead of Wallstedt, so he may wind up playing this year.
Well, that's fair enough.
Subban's on a tryout in Calgary, and he's at best he's going to be the third stringer there. So if they don't sign him, he might fall down. But he's only at 2 stars, and his potential's back to 2. So not like we'd be any better off with him. Fair. But I mean, you play Wallstedt, he gets 25, 30 games this year at most. Should be okay for his development.
Yeah. Trying to see who else we want to take out. Donato. Throw in Weisenblatt. Hurdle can come. Oh, we need to set captains too, right? We don't have a captain this year. I forgot.
Yeah, we do. It's Frost.
Oh, yeah, right. Never mind. I forgot.
Yeah, you set him already. I think we did that right at the start of the year after we let go of Sure.
We're missing an assistant then. That's what we're missing.
Nope, Hurdle and Kopitar.
Okay, never mind. My brain is missing it. Okay, so that's that. Defense will take...
the one big thing we've got to deal with this roster management-wise this year is getting Meyer re-signed, but he wanted a stupid amount to... when we contacted him the first time, he was asking for $10 million a year for 2 years, which for a guy who got 50 points last year, just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'd be ashamed to let him go as a UFA, but he's got to come down a bit or have a really spectacular year this year to make that worth it.
All right, Wallstedt picks up his first win in a preseason game. He was down to 69% because they shared in the first game. But we let the rookies go, and actually Thomas Bordeaux scores his first goal. Awesome.
And Connor Zeri's got a couple of assists. That's nice to see because we had him up for about 20 games last year, and he did absolutely nothing.
Well, he was playing in limited minutes.
Yeah, still low. You would have expected a few points out of him at least because we got him for Brent Burns.
Right.
Who, interestingly enough, to Calgary, I was looking at them. They now have him on the trading block, so they're trying to dump him too. Nobody wants that contract.
Well, yeah. Why would anybody want that contract? We were happy to get rid of it.
In Calgary, and this again, they had actually won the Cup 2 years ago. And then missed the playoffs last year. Did they have the first overall pick? Yeah, they did. They went from the Cup to the first overall pick and went up with Shane Wright. So he should help them immediately. And then they still got a big chunk of that team left, so they might be tough this year.
Yeah, lose 4-1 in our next exhibition game. So
just looking at the rest of the division, the only teams in win mode right now are Vegas and oddly Anaheim, but I'm surprised by Anaheim because they're really getting old up front. Although I guess that's what they're going with. They have to do something while they still can. But I think we've got a decent shot at the playoffs this year. And Anaheim is if they needed to get even older, signed an elderly Duncan Keith to a 1-year contract.
course.
39 now.
3-0 loss to the Rangers.
Have you heard any more about Keith moving in real life? Got quiet after last week.
Not yet. I think stuff's kind of focusing on the Stanley Cup, but there was some big important news that dropped today.
Which was? Aside from the, they've started third period, by the way. Still 1-0 Tampa.
Yeah, Gross Olive in the chat says, don't you watch the finals? Well, we do, but our regular stream time, Gross Olive, is 10 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch channels. So we are always here.
Kind of worst possible timing this week when we were heading into what's potentially the end of the season at exactly our stream time.
Well, it's what happens. We used to be, when we first started these a long time ago, it was Thursday nights, and then we moved to Wednesday nights. And then we moved back to Thursdays for a little bit. And, we just kind of we want to be steady. We want to be
It's got a weird habit of following us around, too. Whenever there's a critical game, it somehow winds up.
Exactly.
When we have to be streaming.
Exactly. So we're trying to be careful with some of that stuff. But what I was going to say, Jeff, and I had to take a drink of water, which is why I didn't immediately answer, is Vladimir Tarasenko has requested a trade.
Oh, yeah. I saw that out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
You see, I wouldn't mind having him in Vancouver if he can get back to where he was. But you'd have to wonder, would it make sense for Buffalo to go after him and try to do something with Eichel?
Yeah, well, they said he's requested a trade, but he has a no move clause. So he can kind of decide where he wants to go.
Yeah.
The big thing is, he has a $7.5 million contract. Cap
Which still isn't terrible value if he's
but they said
the way productive like he was 2 years ago.
15 teams only in the NHL have over $15 million of cap space right now. So there's not a ton of if someone's going, it's going to have to take money back. We lose 3-0 again. Apparently our rookie. All our rookies
not like the Sabres haven't got any shortage of bad contracts to move back to them.
Well, St. Louis want that too, and they said could they convince Edmonton to maybe, do it, and can they convince him to go to Edmonton? Which would be interesting. But did you read about why he wants traded though?
No, I didn't see that. Why?
Well, it all basically traces back to his shoulder issues. They said, you remember last year during the bubble, he played in a couple games and then left because his shoulder was still bothering him, and he had 3 shoulder surgeries in 28 months, I think, or something like that. And they said during the third one, they discovered that they never fixed it correctly in the first place.
Ouch.
Which is... and the team was kind of refusing to admit that they had made a mistake. So, yeah, there's some pretty hard feelings there. Wallstats down to 33%. Whew. Well, that's why Sorokin's playing. We got some other guys who are low, but you know what? It's the preseason.
Yeah, if you have to, you want to bring up one of the minor leaguers and give them a game just to rest them.
No, there we go. 3-2 win over Florida. LeBlanc scores, and then Konechny scores. All right, and
Ferraro for a star.
Yeah, went to a shootout. LeBlanc scores, Konechny scores, Theo Rocher didn't. Again, we're playing with mostly the scrub team right now, for lack of a better term. 1.5 star guys, because we're resting all of our veterans so that they don't get hurt. And once we get the training camp update, we can start kind of trimming our roster down here and see what we actually have going forward and make a decision of what the roster is actually going to look like. And then decide what we're looking for, if we're looking for anything, when a bunch of guys are on waivers to clear.
Yep. Oh, one thing we may want to do in these last few games is, who have you got on, which of the centers is playing left wing now?
Konechny was one of them playing left wing.
Kotkaniemi. Maybe, I don't know if that's, you may want to get Dean over there.
Carter Berger jumped up to 2 stars. I don't think he was before.
So, yeah, you had another guy who's in the... No, we don't even have him in camp, do we?
Yeah, no, he's down below, so he had a big jump.
So yet another 2-star defenseman. Barracuda are going to have a nice defensive group this year.
Well, that's good. They need that.
Although I guess actually, does Chaka go back to the OH? Nope, he's got to go to San Jose. The other San Jose, the Barracuda. Donovan goes back to the OHL. But everybody else, the extra defenseman we're carrying right now will be going to the AHL.
Liam Arnsby moved up to 2 stars, Jeff. Told you.
There we go again.
Look at all those up. Agility, speed, puck handling, shooting accuracy, stick checking, defensive read. That dude wants to play. Jake Bean up to... Was he at 2.5 stars? He is now, if he wasn't.
Yeah, he was already.
Well, he took a big bump, too. Stamina, team player, +2 in bravery, screening, and checking. Shaka moved up quite a bit, too. Zach Dean. Wow, Zach Dean... 2.5 stars still, but he went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different points too. Balance, stamina, screening, passing, face-off, stick checking. Love it. All right, so we're getting some good clearance here and seeing. All right, lots of guys going up. I like it, Jeff. I like it a lot. Merkley goes up 4 in 4 different categories, but he's still staying at 2 stars. Tristan Robbins was at 2 stars to start, wasn't he?
Was he 2? No, he was at 2.5 stars.
Okay, well, he went up another 5 too, so that's good. Sorokin continues to get a little bit of improvement. Wallstat improved his passing. Connor Zary got a couple more. We could shop Connor Zary too if we're not happy.
Well, that just makes me nervous about shopping. The guy who's still 4-star potential.
He's 3.5 now, I think it just said.
Did he drop to 3.5?
Okay, that's
here. A little more concerning.
Yes, he did. All right, so let's take a look at these guys here. Let's just look at by ability. Okay, so Kuznetsov is only 1.5. He's going to go down to the Barracuda. Theo Rocher is going to head down to the Barracuda as well. Thomas Bordlow is going to head down to the Barracuda. Yeah, we are sure loading up the Barracuda, huh? Nathan.
Well, the forwards are still pretty young, but the D is going to be bigger for them. Have you been playing Weisblatt?
Yeah, he's been in a few games. Yep.
How's he done so far?
Let me look at the stats here once I get to there. Landon Column, we're going to loan him back down because he needs some more time to cook.
Yeah, for sure.
Riley Kidney is going to get loaned back down to the queue as well.
Yeah, kind of a so-so sophomore year last year. You kind of wanted to.
Our first overall pick, Jorian Donovan, we're going to send him back down to Hamilton too.
Yeah, no surprise. No room for him with all the other young defensemen.
Okay, so that got rid of all the 1.5-star guys. So now we're down to 26 players left. Okay, so you asked about stats for Ozzy Weisenblatt. And we want to go to preseason. Kevin LeBlanc was actually leading with 4 goals. Weisenblatt had 1 assist in 5 games and was a -3.
Well, we're not getting much scoring at all, are we? Although we've had Hurtle out of the lineup.
Well, again, we played with a bunch of rookies, so
yeah,
we can kind of adjust here. Actually, sorry, I wanted to do this. All right, so we're going to put Carlson in, Pollock in. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And
that is our last exhibition game tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'll put in Kopitar, Killorn. Actually, you know what? Let's take Kopitar out for right now. We'll leave Weisenblatt in. I'm going to send Daniel Gushkin down too. I don't think he's going to be on this team, and we'll get him into the Barracuda to get playing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hall is in. I guess Donato for now. Connor Zuri, though. I'm just going to try shopping him and see what we get. Well, we got a bunch of offers. Let's see if anything jumps out of interest. Montreal is offering us a third-round pick. Boston is offering us Craig Smith and a seventh-rounder. Okay, so Craig Smith is still 3 stars. Had 45 points last year.
Keep going. I actually got some pretty nice offers. Oh, they're expiring free agents. Not bad look at them.
Until surround. 23-year-old center Michael Rasmussen. That's not a terrible offer. But I don't think we're going to do that. Second-round pick from the Rangers. I am intrigued.
Bear in mind that I think we picked a guy with only 3-star potential with our second-round pick this year.
Well, he was also 1.5 stars already ready to go. So, 6th-round pick with a player, 22-year-old defenseman Adam Ginning, and a 6th-round pick. I feel like we're doing okay on our defensive prospects. What do you think?
No, we don't need another one. Canucks offering Julevi.
Yeah. A lot of younger guys with 3-star potential and a 6th-round pick. I don't know. I'm still tempted by that 2nd-round pick, which we might be able to move back up into the 1st round.
Keep them all going. There might be a higher one. I'm doing mine earlier in the game than you did when he still had 4-star potential. And I got a couple of 1st-round pick offers.
Another 2nd round from Nashville.
I was offered a 1st-rounder from them, so we must have just lost enough value off him. If we had chopped him earlier, we probably would have done better.
And a 2nd rounder from Seattle. So
yes, he does. Where you were getting 2nd-round offers, I was getting 1st-rounders.
All right, you want to go back and check last year to see who had the worst record? Seattle's pretty sparse and might actually make sense to try and grab theirs.
They still got Ovechkin now that they signed last season. They were the 2nd-best team in the division last year.
Yeah. Nashville doesn't look amazing.
They had 101 points last year. What was the other one? Montreal?
Rangers.
Rangers were 103 points. So it's all good teams. So we're probably looking at low 2nd-round picks for them. I think I would want to hang on to them. I don't think we're going to get a good enough replacement that start him with the Barracuda, because he had the few games we gave him there last year, he did really well. So see if he can bounce back, start getting some points in the AHL, because he'll get a bunch of playing time there. He'll be their best.
Oops, I'm on the Rangers. I'm like, why can't I find him? Rangers. All right, Connor Zary, you're headed down. So then I guess we're putting Kopitar in right now. Yeah, we still have Cale Addison, who's still had 4 points for us when we picked him up on waivers last year.
Yep. Yet another young defenseman that's still at 2 stars and has a lot more potential.
Okay, I'm actually intrigued by these defensive pairings, Jeff.
Shaik on the first line. That's okay. Doesn't give him a game, but I think he's still going to.
I'll say Kopitar went from from 4th line to 1st line all of a sudden on these new lines. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's see what happens. We can adjust as we feel here. Weisenblatt is still in the lineup too, I believe. Actually, yeah, and Arnsby is because he's up to 2 stars. So hope. I don't know. We'll find out. I was trying to think the other day because this is how my brain works. Was it the Norwegian guy who came out of nowhere for us last year and just absolutely destroyed everything and like came through in the playoffs? Not in the sorry. When I say last year, I don't mean in
you mean
FHM 7.
like
I mean in FHM 6 game
in 2020. Norwegian guy. I don't remember them. Yeah.
Well, we had some second round guy who just played like just crazy amazing.
Yeah, no, I know, I remember that, but no, he wasn't Norwegian. I don't remember if he was Swedish or something else.
No, I don't think he was Swedish.
Danish, maybe.
Maybe Danish.
Yeah, but I think it was. I don't remember who it was though.
4-1 loss. We're putting up shots now. We put up 36 shots on, and only gave Columbus 22. So.
Okay, remember to watch the waivers tomorrow. Just advance it a day.
I'm clicking on it to try.
And King signed Zibanejad. He looks like he was number 2 or tied for number 2 in preseason scoring.
All right. Actually, so yeah, we have a week off before we get to the regular season. All right.
Looks like it.
What I was going to look to here was at about upcoming free agents. Yeah, we had talked about Timo Meier. Matt Nieto, yeah, I don't want to pay him a bunch of money. Eric Hall is going to be gone. Alex Killorn's going to want too much money for what he is. What does Timo Meier want? Does he still want big money? Yeah, $11 million.
He wants more now.
Oh, it's 10.83. Okay.
It was like 10.2 before, so he's gone up a little bit.
What does Killorn want? 4.86 for 2 years.
2.5 stars, and he's 33 already. I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if he can put up 40 points again this year like he did last year, maybe think about offering him a little less than that, but no, that's too much. Looks like too much right now.
All right, I'm just going to shop David Ferentz because he's wanting too much. So let's take a look. If we get any decent offers for him. Miguel Grigorenko in a 7th rounder. No. No. 25-year-old left-wing Jake DeBrusk. What? Is he on a bad contract? Why would we get him in an offer? There's 1 year left.
Showed up at camp out of shape. The Bruins think they can't re-sign him?
I don't know, but that's suddenly as of a lot of interest.
What kind of salary shape are the Bruins in? Oh, yeah, looks like they might have cap problems. Yeah, they're there. I think they're right at the cap, even if they want to take away the 10% off season.
Hayden Flurry in a 7th round pick. Not really. .38-year-old defenseman Mark Giordano. No, thank you. Alex Jeffries. Getting lots of defensive guys offered. I mean, I guess we are shopping a defenseman, so that does make sense. But I don't know. I'm thinking this Jake DeBrusk one, that would actually help our scoring. Right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I got a feeling as soon as you get him, we're gonna try to re-sign him, and he's gonna offer something. He's gonna ask for something crazy like Meyer, but yeah, try.
Yeah, but we're not gonna re-sign the David Ferentz anyways. He's got high potential, but he's only 1 star.
Yeah.
And oh yes, I forgot to add my mod to this game, Jeff.
Oh, the mascot faces one?
Yes. Oh, come on. You have to love it, don't you? All right.
I have to?
Yes. Okay, we're definitely trading for Jake DeBrusk, because why not? That's a win-win for everybody.
I am curious to see what he asked for.
All right. Jake DeBrusk has been picked up. He's unfit currently, so we'll leave him not coming in for the moment. And what does he want? He wants 7.9 for 3 years. That's not unreasonable.
That's fine, and we got room to do it. Yeah, no, I'd do it. Go ahead. Particularly if, what's his name, Meyer doesn't come back.
Yeah, like that's not insane. All right. Jake DeBrusk signs the contract. Hooray. Warning, players on your farm team need to clear. We could lose one goalie, and we could lose Joachim Blakefeld.
Yeah, no big loss. Nobody's going to claim him anyhow.
Jake DeBrusk wants number 74. Go right ahead, Jake DeBrusk. All right. Let's go to the next day.
And see if we can get another backup. And possibly a little more forward depth.
Yeah, we're still going to have to send some guys down. All right. Some surprising. Who's this Anaheim goalie here who's leading all the stats here, Jeff? Dostal? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, Czech goalie. Looks like he was playing in Finland the last couple of years. The 3rd rounder in 2018, and yeah, just signed with them. Actually wearing number 2. Funny for a goalie.
I'm sure goalies worn number 2 before, but I don't know.
Can't think of one.
All right. Bunch of people waved. We'll take a look at them and... All right. So let's just go back here for a second. So we're assuming DeBrusk comes in. So I think that means we should actually send Weisenblatt down.
Yeah, he's too old for junior, isn't he? Yeah, he's with the AHL.
So let's send him down. Got to get Hurdle in there. I forgot we didn't have him yet. And so that means somebody else is coming out, which will be...
We've got a few guys who are waiver exempt. I think Armsby is the logical one.
I mean, Robbins could go too, but yeah, I think Armsby. Oh, but he's got to go all the way down too. Oh, that bugs me.
He's not going to get playing time this year, so give him one more season. And I think that's what happened last time. We sent him down. He had a big year in the OHL, and I think came back to us at 2.5 stars.
All right, I'm going to shop Noah Gregoire again. We got a few offers for Noah Gregoire. 4th round pick from Toronto. John Moore from Boston.
Nope.
4th round pick from Buffalo. Some guy I've never heard of. Another guy I've never heard of. 4th round pick from Tampa. No. And okay, so we have 4th round picks from Buffalo or Toronto, and forgot about Montreal. Montreal also offers a 4th.
Better to keep him for depth this year than
well, then
4th, because I think we've got a lot of guys that are just 1.5 stars, and he's 2, and we already know he's reasonably decent at the NHL level, and he can play any position, so useful spare part. I'd leave him.
First goalie I see is Tyler Parsons,
who is 2 stars, no better than Wallstedt, so I don't think so. Will Butcher, Sam Bennett.
Yeah, but you don't want to trade the other guy, and we don't really have room. I don't want to take away young guys' playing time right now. To me, that would not make any sense. Unless you can give me a better argument for it. Jesse Pulley Harvey is on his way down. Driving 25 points with Edmonton last year. I mean, I get... It would be nice to have the depth, but I don't want to risk losing Cale Addison. And I want to give Shaka a chance. And we haven't got Brandon Dillon to move yet, right? I'll just shop him, see what happens. Okay, we got a bunch of offers for Brendan Dillon.
Anything half decent? Well, just more like 5th rounders?
6th rounder from Montreal.
Yeah, see?
Well, again, you got to remember that drops us out of that $4 million contract, and for the next 2 years.
Not that we really have anything to spend it on right now.
Yeah, but that gives us the cap room.
Unless you want to see if Couture's willing to sign yet.
Again, I don't think we can legally sign him, Jeff.
Oh yeah, because we did the. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think that. I think the game may let us. Just curious if he winds up anywhere.
Tell me about Will Butcher's contract.
$3 million for 2 years, 3 and a bit.
Okay, well that.
Although he's going to push another one of our defensemen. I'd rather get a forward.
Well, again, if we dump that contract, we gain a little bit more cap space, and Will Butcher sits as our 7th defenseman in case one of our 2-star guys can't get it done. I don't hate that plan.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, there we go. We could get Ryan Reeves for Brendan Dillon.
Toughen up a little.
All right, we're going to trade him to Chicago. So Brendan Dillon is now gone. We've successfully got rid of his contract. Rasmus Anderson is there too, and he can play both sides. But he's got 4 years left. No, not doing that. All right, Will Butcher. Oh, this says Will Butcher has 3 years left, Jeff.
Oh, 3 years? I thought it was 2. Maybe not then.
Yeah, 3 years. Okay, so can we find another defenseman who fits that mold? Okay, that seems to be resetting. That's interesting. Hayden Flurry? He's still got 3 years left, too. Oh, man.
3 cheap years, though. He's only $1.6 million.
All right, let's make that move then. That gives us a little bit more flexibility. You can play both sides, too. He's the kind of ideal guy to possibly jump.
Yeah, 7th guy.
Technically, he'd be 8th at this point.
Even with Dylan moving out?
Well, Cale Addison's there still.
Is he waiver exempt?
He's not. We picked him up on waivers, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, okay.
Then I guess we're leaving the forwards because we'll have Noah Gregoire since you didn't want to trade him away. Unless we wanted to pick up someone like Mikkel Granlund.
He's in his 30s, isn't he? Middle 30s? Oh,
Yeah.
No, he's only 30. Surprised Seattle is willing to let him go.
All right, I'm just going to redo my lineup here. Sorokin's all sad again because we don't have any more Russians on the team. Okay, as you look at the lineup, Jeff, as it'll appear on your screen, what do you think so far?
Maybe swap Donato and Holla.
See, I was tempted to move Zach Dean up there.
Yeah, you could do that too. Or move Donato up 1, Dean up 1, Holla down to the 4th line.
I'm just going to look at tactics for Zach Dean to see if there's anything higher than a 10. Counter-attacking forward is a 13. Playmaker, Gretzky's office. Okay, who else is on that line? Remind me. Man. Wrong one. Zach Dean, Kopitar, Meyer. Yeah, okay, let's try that. I kind of like that. Interesting player on waivers, yes. There's a couple of them.
Montreal's got the goalie left out with a minute to go.
So if you're watching this, you'll know what day we record the stream on. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OTP Developments.
$25 seconds left, and I think it's probably a little delayed. So, and it suddenly jumped to 41 seconds. So, got no idea what's going on there.
It's over.
Back-to-back Stanley Cups. When's the last time that happened?
Pittsburgh?
Yep. 16, 17.
It's pretty good. I thought of it that quickly.
And the last time before that was the Wings in 97, 98. So congratulations, Tampa.
Yes, although the Wings did go to back-to-back cups. Just didn't win it the second time. After that. The Marian Hossa swap. All right. Yeah,
too bad. I really wanted Shea Weber to win one.
So did I. Well, I wanted Carey Price to win one. They fought hard. Just couldn't put it off. Oh, P-Wog. Go Wings. He says in the chat. Welcome, P-Wog. We did, in fact, pick up Hayden Flurry. So there we go. That gives us another option on the back end, which I think is all right for us. We'll need to keep an eye on the Barracuda as well. See how they do. I should say, if you're watching this on Twitch right now, you have less than, what, about 16 hours left to get Franchise Hockey Manager 7 on sale for $9.99 USD.
About 14. I think it's 10 Pacific tomorrow it ends.
You're right. My math sucked. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, about 14 hours. If you're watching this on YouTube, you have missed it. I'm sorry. But you had 2 weeks to do it, so why didn't you listen? Regardless, you can make sure to sign up for our newsletter, which is at ootpdevelopments.com, where you will see when things go on sale, for instance. All right, Jeff, everybody's at 100%. We got lots of smiling faces, except for Sorokin, who feels isolated. And Thatcher Demko went to Edmonton after Seattle let him go
last year.
Yeah. Season preview. We are not on the season preview. How disappointing.
Were you expecting to be?
Oh, absolutely. I am always expecting to be. P-Wog asks in the chat, when is the next version coming?
Trying to get back to our regular schedule, so October-ish, start of the NHL season, which will be slightly later this year, I think, but won't be December again this time, but still working on FHM8 now.
Although it hasn't officially been announced.
No, but I think it's fairly safe to assume, yeah.
Are you sure? It's good to assume that? I don't know.
Well, I could stop working on it, I guess.
All right. First game of the season is versus Winnipeg. We're going to sim it out, and we lose 5-2. Put up 38 shots on net, but
ran into Hellebuck.
Yeah. So what happened? Ferraro scored, assisted by Tristan Robbins and Ryan Donato. Jake DeBrus scores on the power play in his first game with us. Awesome. Merkley and Hurdle assist, but we just can't get it done. Looking at the stats here quick. 34 defensive game rating from Ryan Donato. Ouch. 48 from Holla. 42 from Jesper. 49 defensive game rating from Zach Dean. That's not terrible. Kaloran's 39. Oof. So we're having some lapses as we switch tactics, I'm guessing. It's causing a bit of issue. So Zach Dean playing on the wing, 13:47 ice time. That's not bad.
Kaloran had a bad game.
Yes. P-Wog says, could we assume the emergency goalie option? LOL, he says in the chat. Just really want to see some random fan in the stands get pulled off and brought in.
I just noticed the Colorado Adam Werner first NHL game after a couple of years in the AHL gets a shutout.
Nice.
Oh no, that wasn't his first. He played a couple of games 2 years ago.
All right. Okay, another game here. We'll leave Sorokin in net. Try and get him into a rhythm, and he gets a win. 7-1 victory over Ottawa. That's a thumping.
Yeah, it's only Ottawa, though.
Take the win, Jeff. Take the win. Hurdle, Mayo, Donato. A bunch of penalties in the second period. Then Nieto scores shorthanded. Ryan Pulley scores on the power play. Thomas Hurdle scores. That's better. And the only bad defensive player was Anze Kopitar at 46 defensive game rating.
Oops.
But he's only playing 15 minutes a night, so that's not bad. And he played 6 minutes and 11 seconds shorthanded. All right, end game versus Vegas, so that means Wallstadt's coming in for his first ever NHL regular season game. Sim it out, and we lose. He gives up 4 goals, and we lose 4-2. Hurdle scores, and Meyer scores again, but too little, too late. Taking a look at the stats again. Zach Dean only played 37 minutes. 37 defensive game rating, only played 950. All right. P-Walk says, when is the draft? I got Sling TV for the NHL channel to watch it.
Either 23rd, 24th, or 24th, 5th, 25th. Can't remember.
Yeah.
23rd, 24th. It's a Friday and Saturday, so it'll be the Friday night for the first round and 24th for Saturday.
Is it even going to be on the NHL Network? I'm honestly not sure that it is, because ESPN is now broadcasting it, because it was supposed to be the final thing for NBC, but they gave it up because of the Olympics. So I would assume it would be, but I wouldn't guarantee it, is all I meant. All right, 1 and 2 to start the year. PWAG. Well, ESPN comes to with the month. All right, well, that's... Wait, did you get Sling TV for the sole purpose of trying to watch the NHL draft? I don't think I actually... Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Oops. I don't think I ever denied that last final contract offer or trade.
It'll get ignored. Doesn't matter. You don't need to.
I want to go deny it, Jeff. I want to say no. We're not trading him for a 4th round pick. Rejected. There, I feel so much better now. All right. And Cricket Willow Channel. P-Wog, I have no idea what that means, but I'm intrigued. Jeff, do you know what the Cricket Willow Channel is?
I have no idea.
All about cricket sport. Well, I kind of figured that, but a few contract terminations and a few more waivers.
Did Couture sign anywhere?
I will take a look here in a minute. Yes, he signed with Dallas for $5.4 million for 2 years. Sorokin in net versus the Leafs, and we lose 3-1. Jake DeBrusk scores, but a lot of low-scoring games. Like, we're not... I think it's just more we're adjusting to our tactics. Live games in USA. They're broadcasting live cricket games from the USA, or what do you mean there, P-Wog?
Or live on being able to watch from the USA.
Yeah.
So I don't think cricket generally gets carried on ESPN. That makes sense.
I know Sling TV is in the States, but it could also be overseas for all I know. That's why I really don't know. I mean, you can find just about anything on the internet. Somewhere somebody is broadcasting something.
Oh, Crosby heard.
Yeah. And we lose again. Man, what is going on? We can't get a single win here. Niche sports, yes. I went by too fast. I don't remember how. 4 weeks for Crosby. All right. I guess actually, Jeff, we're past our hour time slot here.
Yep.
So we will start doing our wrap up here. So first off, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning for winning the Stanley Cup in Game 5, which happened tonight while we were streaming because we want to be here with you instead of watching, the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, I know you're also optimistic Montreal was going to be able to stretch it to another game. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Do you know what this also means, which is very important too, because the Stanley Cup final is happening? It means that the first buyout window is now open.
So yeah, we see some moves tomorrow.
Yes, very much so. Very good chance we'll see some things happen. They said figured some guys will get bought out because of the expansion draft. So with that, thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments, as well as twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager. You can find all of our videos archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey, where you can also find a link to our official Discord channel in our Twitter bio. And of course, you can come on down. Oh man, we lost again. To our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums. You can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, Out of the Park Go, or anything else you want to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Nope, I don't think so. Again, if you still haven't gotten in on the Steam sale, that's ending at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so get in while you can, and we will be back next week with our ongoing, starting at the start of the 1981-82 season with our WHA game, where the WHA didn't go out of business, and we're playing the Cincinnati Stingers, and I think we've actually got a chance of being half decent this year. And we'll also be doing some expansion and other interesting stuff in the offseason.
Didn't you say
Draft
that
coming up too?
You said that last year we'll be competitive, and then.
Well, the thing is, we keep adding expansion teams, and
then
inevitably we'll be competitive.
No, fair enough. All right,
more teams for us to beat.
Thank you very much, and we will see you all again next week.